ECM circulators becoming the new normal in hydronics. You're going to see that. It's going to happen as of January 1st in Europe. The efficiency standards are very high, and only ECM circulators are going to meet that European standard. So inevitably, that's going to move over here within the next 5 years. Another technology, some of you, I'm sure, have looked into this, BTU metering. BTU metering. If you've been to Europe, if you looked at some of the systems in Europe, you've seen the idea of a central heating plant. It could be in an apartment building, it could be in leased office space, but a centralized heating, and it also applies to cooling as well. A central plant and all the efficiencies associated with doing that, and then individual BTU metering stations that can keep track using flow rate and the temperature drop, keep track of how much thermal energy has passed into a space, and inevitably the client or the occupant of that space build based on that. It's a big market in Europe right now, and the encouraging news is ASTM is working on a standard for the US market right now. I suspect within about a year that standard will be done. And that's going to open it up, I feel, to BTU metering because of a standard of accuracy has been established. So somebody can't make an arbitrary legal challenge. Is your BTU metering accurate? Okay. Another one I think is going to happen, and this is more for residential, like commercial, is higher mass, low flow resistance heat sources. Higher mass to help stabilize. Of course, many of you have been using buffer tanks as kind of a band-aid, if you will, to stabilize a low mass boiler, especially in a highly zoned distribution system. Look for that mass to be incorporated right back into the heat source. The other thing, of course, we've seen with a lot of compact heat exchangers is a dedicated boiler pump, just to pump the water through the boiler because of that compact heat exchanger. And of course, that takes power. And if you look at that over a 20-year life, that could be $1,000 worth of electricity. Go to a low flow resistance design, keep the modulation, keep the condensing capacity there, but get rid of that dedicated boiler pump. Another thing that I think is inevitable is a switch in venting to polypropylene. You'll see that pervasively through the European market now. There are companies over here now that don't allow PVC venting. Temperature issues and so forth. Polypropylene seems to be the dominant material in other major markets, namely Europe. So, and we do have at least 2 manufacturers now that offer that product in the U.S. And North American market. So I think that's going to become, again, the new normal for venting. And the last thing is I think radiant ceilings are poised to take a higher percentage of the radiant panel market. Robert did an excellent job in the last presentation, and if you remember, the radiant ceilings got that higher coefficient. That's really the preferred surface if you're trying to pick between floors, walls, and ceilings. Ceilings is the preferred surface in cooling. How many here have done radiant ceilings for heating? They're low mass, fast responding, and the fact that they work well with radiant cooling, I think, puts them in a good position for growth. That's my thought.